Now the spring garden's a great time of year again for lots of very early flowering perennial plants. Those are the ones that die back to the ground and then re-emerge in the springtime. One of the most popular perennials, which actually is evergreen to a large degree, is a plant called the Lenten rose or the hellebore. Now lots of people have heard of hellebores and a very popular plant they are too, mostly for the fact that they'll grow almost anywhere and are extremely easy to grow. Now there's a nice red form of hellebore just here. This has been in the garden about 4 years and you'll notice it's got lots and lots of flowering stems. This has been in flower already for about 8 or 9 weeks. They start very often in January. Given the late start to the year that we had this year, they didn't start till a little bit later this year, but they produce hundreds of flowers per plant. And they give you a great display through the springtime. These are in flower when all my daffodils are out in flower, and they're just coming to an end when you've got these beautiful wood anemones just starting to flower in the garden as well. And another great plant which we'll talk about in a little while. Now, hellebores are very much woodland plants. They like a little bit of shade, particularly in high summer. So much as this looks very, very open to the elements at the moment and would get full sun, you'll be surprised because the plant behind it, which has already been pruned hard, is an elderberry, and by high summer that will be 6 or 7 feet tall. So it actually helps to cast some shade on the hellebores, which is what they like to grow in. You'll also notice in other parts of the garden hellebores are very much under trees, and that's very much their favourite way to grow. Now what I do with hellebores at this time of year, as the flowers are starting to fade, it's quite important, in my point of view, to remove the seeds. Make sure the plants don't reproduce all over the place because hellebores are very, very promiscuous. And you'll notice already we've got a baby there, we've got a baby there, and I've got a whole host of seedlings around this plant here, which is all seeds from last year, which I didn't take off in quite enough time. So when the flowers are just starting to fade, that's your key to get rid of all the flowers completely if you don't want to have seedlings all over the place. If you do, then by all means dig up the seedlings next year and you've got some new plants. But I've got enough, and so what I do at this time of year, or normally a couple of weeks from now, is take off all of the flowering stems. Okay? Now hellebores make actually quite a good cut flower, so you can actually use these in the house as well, and they'll last for quite some time. And what you do, of course, by this is you remove any chance of the plants producing seed. You keep the garden just as it is year after year. The plant will, rather than diverting all its energy into seed production, will actually produce a stronger plant with more flowers for the following year. Very quickly after pruning, you'll get all the new shoots emerging, all the new leaves, and those leaves will stay above ground until the autumn and the winter time. After that time, they'll sit down on the ground through the winter time, and then the flowers start again, normally late January time.